मैम और 2 मिनट वेट करते हैं।
ओके ठीक है, 2 मिनट वेट करते हैं, देन वी विल स्टार्ट। स्क्रीन दिख रही है सबको?
यस मैम।
ओके। सो लास्ट टाइम हम लोगों ने लंग एब्सेस देखा था, राइट? सो लंग एब्सेस के व्हाट आर द क्लिनिकल फीचर्स, इंट्रोडक्शन टिल मैनेजमेंट तक हम लोगों ने देखा था। ओके, उसमें हम लोगों का एक पार्ट रह गया था, दैट इज द होम्योपैथिक मैनेजमेंट। तो आज हम लोग वही देखने वाले हैं। सो इन होम्योपैथिक ऑल्सो, ओके, आज हम लोग क्या सीखने वाले हैं? टुडेज ऑब्जेक्टिव इज होम्योपैथिक अप्रोच, डिफरेंट होम्योपैथिक रेमेडी फॉर लंग एब्सेस एंड द केस प्रेजेंटेशन। मेरी आवाज क्लियरली आ रही है सबको?
हाँ मैम, आवाज आ रही है।
Good. So when we select the homeopathic medicines, okay, for any condition like for abscess or for any type of the respiratory condition, main is the similimum. Okay, so we are not giving just medicines for based upon only symptoms or one or two symptoms. So we will give the homeopathic medicines is based upon the individualization and the symptom similarity by using the holistic approach. So this is the only way we can cure the whole the patient, and we can remove the sign and the symptoms. So main aim of the homeopathic medicines for even abscess condition, not only treat the abscess but to address its underlying cause and the individual susceptibility. So our medicines also act on the individual susceptibility and individual basis and the similimum. Okay, so at a therapeutic medication also concerned, there are many remedies. So I'm going through the different medicines which are generally given for the abscess conditions. But when at a practical level, when we are giving a medicine for any condition of the lung abscess, you have to see the location, modality, concomitant, physical generals, all the like case taking. You have to take a whole case and then give the same minimum. Okay. So what are the different remedies? So first is the belladonna. Okay, lung abscess में हम लोगों ने देखा था some of the acute abscesses and some are the chronic abscesses, right? So belladonna is mostly indicated for the initial symptoms of the abscesses. So if the abscess just starting of the abscesses if there is present, so we can think about the belladonna. So the part well swells rapidly, that become bright red. There is intense throbbing, which is very painful. There is development of the pus, and speedily the swelling increase, and there is redness radiates. Okay. So when we start about the initial symptoms of the abscesses, you can think of belladonna also, and it is closely relation to the hepar and the merc also. So if it comes in earlier, then either of these remedy and correspond more closely to the active. So if there is an initiation of the symptoms of the abscess just started, then you can think of belladonna, hepar and the merc also. So in abscesses about the alveolar process, we can so called as the gum boil, belladonna is oftenly indicated. So not only for the lung abscesses, belladonna is also indicated for different condition of the boil also. Even in a glandular abscess also, you can think about the belladonna. Another remedy is the silicea. And you all know the silicea are important for the pus and the suppurative condition. So silicea is the remedy, their suppuration continue and the wound refuses to heal. So no matter where the suppurative process is located, the pus is apt to be thin, watery and the process is sluggish and the indolent. Whatever the condition is, whatever the suppurative condition, it may be in the lung, it may be in the glandular, it may be in the gums, different type of the suppuratory processes, the pus is always thin, watery, and whatever the process is going on, it's very sluggish and the indolent one. Under the Cilicia, the suppurative process takes on the healthy action. Okay, the pus is benign and the granulation appears. Patient is better by the warmth is one of the symptoms of the Cilicia patient. Abscesses, whatever the lung abscesses present in cases of the Cilicia, it's having a much cellular infiltration in their vicinity, or there is scrofulous and the tubercular abscesses. So if there is a thin watery pus or the suppuratory process is going on, process is very sluggish, there is scrofulous and tubercular abscesses, you can think about the Cilicia. Another is the murk. So another is the murk. So murk is different from the belladonna, okay? Even from hepar, even from Cilicia, okay? Mercurius is also a good remedy for the abscesses. After the belladonna, if belladonna doesn't work or belladonna actions sluggish, so then we can think about the mercurius, okay, when the pus has formed. So it favors the formation of the pus, especially in the lower potency, and is especially indicated in the glandular abscesses. So the type of the pus you can able to find out in the mercurius is greenish in tint, it's quite thin and the fluid. So there is intense shining redness with throbbing and the stinging pain, and it does not follow the Cilicia well. Okay, this is a characteristic of the mouse. Mouse does not follow the Cilicia well, but the pus is the greenish and the quiet is thin and the fluid. So from hepar, it is to be distinguished by the general symptoms too. Okay, so the suppuratory process is also slower in case of murk also, and even in cases of the Cilicia also. And all the pains, whatever the pains are present in cases of the murk, these are greatly aggravated at the night. So the murk characteristics is the aggravation at the night. So you have to understand if the pus is the greenish or the sputum is greenish, and the process of the suppuration is very slow. So you can think of even the Cilicia also and even the murk also. Another remedy is Heparsag. So Heparsag is also closely related to the murk also and even the belladonna also. So it's a great remedy for the suppuration where the pus is not decomposed. So pus is not decomposed. So it suits especially to the lymphatic and the phlegmatic individual. So the patient is excessive sensitive for the part of the leading indication. So another characteristic of the hepar sulf is the chilly sensation. There is throbbing in the part or the sharp sticking type of the pain, which are worst at the night. Why people are joining late? I am audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Akasha Yadav, why you are joining late? Akansha?
कनेक्ट हॅलो
हाँ
मॅम ते कनेक्ट होत नव्हतं.
ओके प्लीज राईट टाइम 10 o'clock ला जॉईन करत जा कारण लॉस तुमचाच आहे. मग पुढे आपण चाललं जातो.
येस मॅम नाही आज फर्स्ट टाइमच असं झालं.
ओके आणि यादव कारण तुम्ही सगळे लेट जॉईन करता आणि मग तुम्हाला काही लक्षात येणार नाही की पुढे काय चाललं आहे. मग पहिलेचा पाठ तुमचा सुटून जातो. Okay. So we are at Heparin sulfur. So it's a good remedy for the suppuration where the pus is not decomposed. So it's specially indicated or it's specially suit to the lymphatic and the phlegmatic individual. There is excessive sensitiveness of the part and further indication is like chilly sensation, throbbing in the part, sharp, stitching pain, which is worse at the night and from given in a low threatening suppuration, it will be favored to the formation of the pus. Okay. So the suppuration process, as I said, ki Hepar, Belladonna, Merck, Cilicia, these are the very close coming remedy. So the suppuration process will often be absorbed by the Hepar if given in the higher potency. Such abscesses as Pelon or Whitlow generally do under the Hepar. Okay. So another remedy, lachesis. So lachesis is a closely limited condition for the abscesses when the pus is thin, dark, ichorous, and the offensive in characteristic. So the part are the purplish in appearance. If the remedy for the abscesses where poisonous matters has been introduced into the system, causing the trouble. So even in cases of the abscesses, you have to see the what type of the sputum is. Okay, so it's thin, dark, offensive. You can think of a lachesis. Another is the sulfur. So in sulfur also is a remedy which can be used with a greatest benefit in the abscesses and the suppuration. So especially it is useful in the chronic cases where the discharge is very profuse. It is accompanied with the emaciation and the hectic fever. So abscesses is crowful persons where there is a marked psoric tint and a tendency to boil, which is correspond to the sulfur. So the pus is acrid, excoriating, and the croups and the boil in the various part of the body, which can indicate a remedy well. So then you can think of sulfur when there is a suppuration process and the discharges is profuse with the emaciation and the hectic fever. Arnica. Arnica is also a very good remedy for the abscess condition. Okay, but when we should think of a arnica when there is a abscess and the boil which do not mature. Okay, like not in a suppurative condition. So if there is a progression of the disease and the suppuration occur, then you can think of a Hepar, Merck, or the Cilicia. But if there is a initiation process, you can think of Arnica, Belladonna type of the condition. So where the abscesses and the boils do not mature and they shrink up. Then another crops come. Arnica will often develop the abscess. It carries to on the discharge of the pus and the cure of the trouble. Okay, so boils coming in a group which can called the arnica. They are very sore, purplish in color. Also blood boils which are very sore. Even purplish color you can also think of a lachesis. But in lachesis, then the other corresponding symptoms like in an offensive smell or there is putrid discharges. If that is present, then you can think of lachesis. Otherwise, then you can think of arnica. So okay, in arnica, with that boil symptoms, you can able to see the unhealthy skin, which is every little wound or the scratch suppurates and found under the Hepar, Cilicia and the Calcarea carb and the Graphites. So arnica as a remedy which can prevent the suppuration. So we call that है ना कि हम लोग complications को रोक सकते हैं. So then you can think of a arnica in cases of the lung abscess because it can prevent the suppuration and particularly to hinder the absorption of the pus and to prevent the pyemia. Then if there is an initial space and you have to prevent the suppuration condition and the patient is correspond to the arnica symptoms, then you must give the patient the arnica. Rustox is also useful condition for the acute suppuration, especially for the even the suppuration of the eyes, even the suppuration of the lung. But mainly it can prove the curative in the abscesses where the parotoid and the axillary gland involved. Okay, the pus is bloody and the serous, and the pain of the Rustox is very intense, and the swelling is dark red. So Rustox come closely to the septicemia. So if patient having a septicemia condition, even in condition of the lung abscess, then you can think of a Rustox. Another is very rare remedy actually, echinacea. Okay, it's a actually therapeutic remedy for the lung abscesses or the in a abscess condition. So it's medicines where there is a suppuration condition, there is repetition of the suppuration condition, especially if the blood poisoning is present. Okay, so in a therapeutic approach, when we don't have any medicines or we don't get any simillimum conditions or any sign and symptoms, if therapeutic approach, you can think of the echinacea. Okay, it's very rare remedy actually. Another is the nitric acid. So nitric acid is also given for the suppuration about the gland, especially of the inguinal and the axilla. Discharges of the nitric acid, it's offensive, excoriating, and a dirty greenish yellowish color. Okay, there is also the suppuration in the mastoid process. So if the discharges is very offensive, excoriating with a dirt and the greenish yellow color, you can think of a nitric acid. Another remedy is Bryonia alba. So Bryonia alba is also indicated in the beginning of the process. Okay, when the part is red and the shining, there is stitching type of the pain, worse by the slightest motion. Another is the aconite. Aconite medicines also be indicated for cases of the abscesses when there is extreme redness, shining, fever with a dry hot skin, and it is also worst in a warm room, even evening and the night. कैल्केरिया कार्प के abscesses जो रहते हैं, it is not red in color because when the inflammation is occur, generally the redness appear, right? But when we indicate the calcarea carp, the patient's having a pale and the very painful abscesses. So if there is a pain and the painful abscesses present, you can think of the calcarea carp. Chamomilla is also when there is a pain is unbearable. When there is pain is unbearable, and we can think of the medicines of the chamomilla. Floric is also given in cases to unhealthy if there is healthy granulation after the silicea. Generally, when silicea is active, especially in cases of the abscess, okay, any part of the abscess of the body. So after the silicea का जो dose होता है वो exhaust हो जाता है, then we can think of a floric acid. Okay, after if by experience I'm telling you, after giving the silicea and after सिलिशिया का डोज खत्म होने के बाद अगर फ्लोरिक एसिड दे रहे हैं, सो जो रिजल्ट आता है वो बहुत ज्यादा अच्छा आता है. So you can think of floric acid after giving the silicea in cases of the granulation. Okay. Another is the calcarea sulf. Calcarea sulf is also indicated in cases of the abscesses, which is slow to heal after the rupture. There is continuous discharge of a yellow pus. Okay. Patient desire to open air but sensitive to draft. There is tendency to the formation of the abscess. Another is the pulsatilla. Pulsatilla is very common remedy for condition of the abscess also. It's copious, bloody, yellowish, greenish pus, which is worse after taking a rich food and the warmth. Patient feeling better in a cold and the open air. And the calendula. Calendula is also indicated when there is a pus which is thick and the yellow without the inflammation. These type of the different remedies you can think of in cases of the abscess. another, it's very rare remedy actually. These four remedies are very rare. Is the Meristicus S. It's remarkable remedy condition where these abscesses end on the finger and the pharynges. Stramonium. Stramonium is also generally not given for the lung abscesses. It's very rare if you're finding out the excruciating pain and in the joint. Lycopodium also abscesses where the beneath the skin and worse by the worm application and the worm. Another is the pyrogen. So pyrogenium is recurrent abscess condition. Okay. So if there is a recurrent condition, you can also think about the pyrogen. But I'm telling you these four remedies are very rare when you can think of the abscesses condition. Okay. These are the different homeopathic medicines you can think of when the condition in cases of the lung abscess. Any confusion?
No, ma'am.
Okay. No, ma'am. So in exam, if the question was like, write down about the lung abscesses, still you have to write down at least 2 remedies in the management part. Okay. And if there is a question, lung abscesses with a therapeutic approach, homeopathic therapeutic approach, write down a homeopathic therapeutic approach with a lung abscesses, you have to at least write down to 4 to 5 remedies. Okay. Not in a short form. ऐसे short form में नहीं लिखनी है. Okay. You have to write down in a deep, like हम लोगों ने जैसे बेलाडोना का पढ़ा, जैसे हेपार सल्फ का पढ़ा, वैसे तुम लोगों को वो रेमेडीज लिखनी पड़ेगी. ओके.
Okay, ma'am.
So we will take a one case. Okay. So case of the lung abscesses. This is not my case. Okay. I'm just giving you the example of the lung abscesses. So how the patients come to your clinic, or how patient present with a lung abscess. Okay. So 18-month male child brought by the parents with a complaint of coryza and the fever. So all the complaints started with a coryza and the fever. The fever treated with the allopathic medicines and patient remained normal for 4 days. There is foul smelling of the breath. When parents brought that child to us, there is a foul smelling breath. And after 4 days also same complaint recur, which is followed by the dyspnea. So that child present with a complaint of coryza, there is high grade fever, there is foul smelling breath, and there is dyspnea. So you can able to see the accessory muscles work. So you can able to see the patient is having the dyspnea and patient is crying. Okay. Because he may be feeling the blocked nose. So this is a 18-month male child. Okay. You are not able to talk with him, or he is not able to give you the symptoms कि okay मुझे ऐसे हो रहा है, मुझे वैसे हो रहा है, because he is a child. But that parent is very anxious because they are not able to understand what is happening with their child. So what you think, how you will go with that case? Or should we take that case, or should we refer to the another physician? How you will approach that case? क्वेश्चन समझ में आया सबको? What I'm asking?
हाँ मैम.
So how?
मैम पहले उसका नेजल ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन पहले चेक कर लेंगे. क्या पता सिर्फ नोज ब्लॉक की वजह से उसको डिस्पनिया हो रहा है.
राइट. और क्या
और
कर
नेजल
सकते हैं?
ब्लॉक.
यस प्रिया बोलो.
हाँ मैम. और मैम समझ नहीं आ रहा है.
ओके, नेजल ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन चेक करेंगे हम लोग. करेक्ट. और क्या करेंगे? दिस इज नॉट अ वन वे क्लास.
फीवर अगर हाई ग्रेड अगर फीवर रहा, जैसे निमोनिया में हाई ग्रेड रहता है, तो मतलब पहले फीवर चेक करेंगे हाई ग्रेड है लो ग्रेड है.
सो द फीवर इज हाई ग्रेड.
अच्छा.
He's continuously have a fever. And he's already on a allopathic medications. So antibiotics, antimicrobial treatments are going on. सो हम लोग नेजल ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन चेक करेंगे, ओके। देन पेशेंट का फीवर चेक करेंगे, हाई ग्रेड है या लो ग्रेड है। अनदर फॉर द डायग्नोस्टिक पर्पज, पेशेंट का डायग्नोस्टिक पर्पज, बिकॉज ही इज अ चाइल्ड, राइट। सो फॉर डायग्नोस्टिक पर्पज हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं, और क्या सिम्टम्स देखेंगे हम लोग कि so that we can able to diagnose the patient, okay this patient having a pneumonia, okay this patient having a pleural effusion, okay this patient having only viral, ये कैसे हम लोग डिसाइड करेंगे?
एक्सरे से मैम।
ओके राइट, एक्सरे करेंगे। और क्या कर सकते हैं हम लोग? दिस इज नॉट अ वन वे क्लास, दिस इज अ टू वे। आप लोग बताओगे नहीं, मुझे समझ में नहीं आएगा, आपकी वे ऑफ थिंकिंग आपको समझ में आएगा। दैट इट्स ओके अगर गलत हुआ तो, आई एम नॉट गोना गिव यू एनी पनिशमेंट। गलत हुआ तो गलत हुआ, इट्स ओके।
मैम मुझसे ये पूछ लेंगे कि 4 दिन पहले या मतलब थोड़े दिन पहले कोई वैक्सीन तो नहीं लिया था?
करेक्ट,
कभी कभी वैक्सीन के साइड इफेक्ट से भी हो जाता है।
करेक्ट प्रिया, वेरी गुड। सो यू कैन ऑल्सो थिंक अबाउट द वैक्सीनेशन प्रोसेस कि अगर कुछ वैक्सीन की वजह से तो नहीं हो रहा है ये, राइट। अनदर हम लोग मदर से और क्या हिस्ट्री पूछ सकते हैं? जस्ट इमेजिन 18 मंथ मेल चाइल्ड आप लोगों के क्लिनिक में आ रहा है, बाय टेकिंग दैट ट्रीटमेंट। कोराइजन फीवर के लिए बच्चे आते ही है, राइट, हमेशा ही।
मैम माइलस्टोन्स हमेशा पेडियाट्रिक केस में पूछा जाता है, मतलब बहुत जल्दी नहीं हो जाएगा ना अभी पूछेंगे अगर उनसे माइलस्टोन तो?
No, correct. You can ask about the milestone because after milestone also you get the history कि patient को और क्या क्या हो रहा है। या फिर you can also ask about ना प्रिया कि हम लोग रिकरेंट ऐसे होता है क्या कोराइजा या फीवर, करेक्ट।
हाँ बराबर, हाँ मैम हाँ।
और क्या पूछ सकते हैं? कम ऑन बाकी लोग। ऐसे पेशेंट आए तो सब लोग शांत बैठेंगे? ऋतुजा, आकांक्षा, निकिता, निकिता, और क्या पूछ सकते हैं हम लोग पेशेंट को, रिलेटिव्स को? पेशेंट तो कुछ बोलेगा नहीं, बट यू कैन ऑल्सो ऑब्जर्व द पेशेंट कि पेशेंट ब्रीथ कैसे ले रहा है, या फिर पेशेंट के और तो कोई सिम्टम्स नहीं है। बिकॉज इन डिस्निया ऑल्सो यू कैन सी द पेशेंट, राइट। पेशेंट के रिलेटिव्स तो नहीं बोलेंगे कि नहीं पेशेंट को डिस्निया हो रहा है, पेशेंट के रिलेटिव्स बोलेंगे कि ओके ब्रीथ, शायद ब्रीथ सांस लेने में तकलीफ हो रही है बिकॉज पेशेंट इज टेकिंग हाइपरवेंटिलेशन और सांस नहीं ले पा रहा है। सब लोग जगे हुए हैं ना या सो गए हैं? हेलो,
यस मैम।
या सो एज प्रिया करेक्टली सी कि हम लोग माइलस्टोन भी पेशेंट को पूछेंगे, ओके। जस्ट रिमेंबर पेशेंट के सिम्टम्स क्या है, कोराइजा है, फीवर है, ओके, इवन फाउल स्मेलिंग ब्रेथ है, dyspnea है। So you cannot jump directly to the one diagnosis, okay, you have to think about the other diagnosis also. So patient को निमोनिया भी हो सकता है, पेशेंट को वायरल फीवर भी हो सकता है, पेशेंट को प्लूरल इफ्यूजन भी हो सकता है, या फिर अदर सिम्टम्स हो सकते हैं। सो he is on antimicrobial treatment, okay, and he was admitted also for 4 to 5 days about this complaint also. So milestone, milestone is delayed talking and the walking, and since a birth he always remains sick. Okay, why? Because there is a preterm LACS delivery and there is low birth weight history. So now you can think about, okay, so why patient is remaining ill or why patient is remaining sick? Because the immunity is already low, because there is a preterm LACS delivery and there is low birth weight. Okay, and because of that maybe the milestone has delayed talking and the delay walking. So the another history we get the past history. So you missed about the past history and the family history. So the past history of the baby is very important. That data you can take it from the mother and the father. Okay. So the baby having a jaundice after the birth, there is serum bilirubin level is 20. Patient is underwent to the NICU and it stay for the 15 days. Okay. There is recurrent history of coryza with a fever which is aggravated by change of weather, during which patient become very dull with sleepy, appetite reduced, thirstless and the thermally hot. Otherwise patient is thirsty. Okay. In sickness only, patients get appetite reduced. There is aggravation of change of weather, patient become dull, thirstless and the thermally patient is hot. This history is very important because we can think about the individual medicines also and even for the diagnostic purpose also. Okay, even patient receive the blood transfusion. So in a childhood only he can receive the blood transfusion. Then another is the important is the family history. So family history, in which the family history, mother is tubercular history and the grandfather also having a history of the tuberculosis. Why the family history important in cases of the child? Why we asked about the family history? Because we need to think about the diagnostic purpose. So why to ask a family history?
मैम प्रेगनेंसी के टाइम पे अगर मदर किसी डिजीज से सफर कर रही है ट्रांसमिट हो सकता है बेबी को भी.
Right. So the family history is very important in cases of the mother pregnancy. Another important of family history. और क्या important हो सकता है family history पूछने का? We ask no in every cases. आप लोगों ने भी cases देखे होंगे patient के साथ. So we ask ना जो family history कि ओके आपके cases में कुछ है क्या, hypertension है क्या, BP है क्या, diabetes है क्या, या फिर tuberculosis है क्या, हम लोग पूछते हैं. Genetic. Okay, right. Even in home, you are correctly said कि genetic एक history है और एक है mother pregnancy. Okay. Another important of the family history in homeopathic especially is for the myxome. So when you think about the baby, obviously mother's and the father's role is very important. Okay. When you get the family history of the tuberculosis, you can think about the tubercular myxome. Correct. So the myxome is also important. That myxome gives you the idea of a remedy selection. Okay. It also gives the idea for the genetic purpose or in the pregnancy कि बच्चे को कुछ transmit हुआ है या नहीं है. But even in a homeopathic approach, the myxomes gives you the idea of a remedial approach. Okay, so that's why the family history is very important. So on examination, we will get the air entry on right side is very less. There is mild clubbing present. The nails are very thin actually for the babies, but you can able to see the mild clubbing. So temperature is 101 to 102 only, so high grade fever. On examination or investigations, because patient is already admitted for the hospital, so investigations is present with the mother and father only. Okay, so I or the doctors doesn't have to advise him another investigation. So the HB level is 5.7 gram%, WBC is count 30,000, ESR is elevated. So another investigations go by the pleural fluid analysis. Okay, In pleural fluid analysis, you can able to see the exudate. There is 4.8 protein and there is plenty of pus cells. So 10 to 15 RBC is present. So in that condition also in child condition क्या हम लोग इन्वेस्टिगेशंस कर सकते हैं? जैसे सीबीसी टेस्ट तो किया है हम लोगों ने, राइट? सो सीबीसी एक टेस्ट कर सकते हैं, और क्या क्या इन्वेस्टिगेशंस कर सकते हैं?
मैम स्पूटम कल्चर।
राइट, स्पूटम कल्चर कर सकते हैं। और
एक्सरे सीटी।
एक्सरे सीटी, करेक्ट। सो दैट 3 इन्वेस्टिगेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, राइट? स्पूटम एग्जामिनेशन कर सकते हैं, एक्सरे कर सकते हैं, सीटी स्कैन कर सकते हैं। ओके, व्हेन दैट चाइल्ड कम टू अस, ऑलरेडी सारे इन्वेस्टिगेशंस वो करके आए थे। ओके, सो यू कैन एबल टू सी द सीबीसी टेस्ट. So the HB is 5.7 gram. So WBT is count more than 30,000. ESR elevated. So you can able to see कि it's not a normal viral, right? Because in viral condition, normal viral condition, you are not able to see the HB is very late, like 5.7 gram, or even WBC's count is more than 30. Even ESR raised. So you can able to see कि नहीं, lung में कुछ तो infection है, right? So by blood investigation also you able to see कि ये viral fever नहीं है. It is something other than the viral fever. Okay? बाकी लोग ज्वाइन नहीं हुए हैं। ये समझ में आ रहा है ना सबको?
हाँ मैम।
बाकी लोग ज्वाइन क्यों नहीं हुए हैं? So that patient is admitted in a hospital for 4 to 5 days, but his parents is not sure about his treatment part. Okay, because patient is not improving. He is on antimicrobial treatment and continuously going on to some therapies, but कुछ improvement नहीं दिख रहा था. Then they are thinking about the homeopathic remedy. So they come to us कि कुछ homeopathic medicines act कर सकती है क्या इस पे? So the investigations, we have done the CBC investigations जो हमारे पास already थे. You have a pleural fluid analysis. There is exudate, 4.8 protein. There is plenty of pus, 10 to 15 RBC. Another characteristic investigations is the chest X-ray. So this is the chest X-ray of that baby. You can able to see. You can able to see the cavitated lesion in the right sided mid zone, right lower zone, suggestive of the consolidation and even the right pleural effusion. Can you able to identify? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you able to identify there is mild shifting of the mediastinum also, trachea also, there is presence of pleural effusion, and there is a cavitative lesion. Cavitative lesion also, consolidation also. समझ में आ रहा है एक्सरे?
हाँ, थोड़ा थोड़ा समझ रहे हैं. प्लूरल डिफ्यूजन का कैसे रहता है नहीं समझ में आ रहा है.
You can able to see that whitish line. This, see the arrow.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the pleural effusion. So this is the right side. Okay, this is the left side. So see the left side. You can able to see the blackish margin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but here you are not able to see the blackish margin. So there is a cavity.
So there is pleural effusion. Okay.
Yeah, there is a these are the cavitation. Okay, but here you can able to see the pleural effusion because there is no any blackish sign. Whole the part is white. Okay, so in X-ray report, this is the X-ray report of the patient. Even the CT scan report we have. So in CT scan reveals a thick walled cavity with a separation air fluid level within the right upper and the middle lobe, with a air fluid level and the surrounding the consolidation, which is suggestive of the multiple lung abscesses. So it's not only the single lung abscesses, there is a multiple lung abscesses. Also, there is a fibrotic changes in the right upper zone, and there is minimal right-sided pleural effusion. So what is the diagnostic of the person? You see the X-rays and the CT scan, even the blood test. What's the diagnosis?
मैम डायग्नोसिस लंग एब्सेस है वो और वो स्प्रेड हो गया प्लूरा तक तो.
Yeah, we can you are able to see the minimal right-sided pleural effusion also, na, with the multiple lung abscesses. So the patient diagnosis is right-sided lung abscess with a pleural effusion. And the patient is complaining since 4 days, but it may be started, there is a progression is very fast, right? Because in only 4 or 5 days में patient के cavitation form हो गए, consolidation form हो गए. It may be because the patient's immunity is very low, because his recurrent illness is one of the cause to causing that condition. So the phase of the disease is acute reversible. समझ में आ रहा है how we come to the diagnosis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the another ये diagnosis तक समझ गया कि phase of the disease is acute reversible and there is right lung abscesses with mild pleural effusion, because it gives X-ray and the CT scan gives you the correct idea about the diagnostic purpose, even the symptoms. So the symptoms is correspond to the CT scan and the X-ray report. We will do one thing. इसका next part जो है मतलब होम्योपैथिक अप्रोच एंड बाकी का हम लोग कल लेते हैं. ओके
ओके मैम.
यहाँ तक किसी को कुछ कंफ्यूजन है? किसी को कुछ समझ में नहीं आया हो या फिर नहीं कुछ पार्ट समझ में आया हो या फिर समझ में आया हो?
समझ में आया मैम.
ओके, बाकी लोगों को भी समझ में आया?
समझा मैम.
ओके गुड. सो ये केस को ध्यान में रखो सिर्फ. ओके कल हम लोग इसका नेक्स्ट पार्ट देखेंगे कि हाउ वी अप्रोच दैट केस एंड कैसे हम लोग ट्रीट कर सकते हैं पेशेंट को. ओके आई एम एंडिंग सेशन हियर. हैव अ गुड डे ऑल.
सेम टू यू मैम.